Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers on Cricket Next. You are watching Morning Bulletin with me, Kanabali, and I am here with yet another set of news for you guys. A fresh morning bulletin covering all the latest cricketing news from around the globe. Who said what, who scored how many runs, which match is heading in which way. I am here with all the latest updates for you guys. So we'll start off with one of the most iconic matches in recent times. We saw India versus Pakistan at MCG last year in October, and no one can forget the match. The way Virat Kohli single-handedly took the match away from Pakistan. We all saw that innings. We all saw what kind of a beast Virat Kohli was with the bat that night. He was coming. He was coming from a very bad form for the last 2 3 years, and there were a lot of debates of him if whether he should play in the T20 World Cup or not, but he did, and the way he did, we all saw what happened. The way he played against, especially against Pakistan, he was exceptional throughout the tournament, but the way he played against Pakistan, that 53 ball, 82 run knock was extremely exceptional. And you may be wondering why am I bringing that old match again, especially in latest cricketing news. Why are we talking about this match which happened last year? But the reason we are talking about this match is that Ravichandran Ashwin yesterday gave a statement. You all would remember Ravichandran Ashwin was the player to hit the winning runs on the very last ball when India required 2 runs of one ball and Mohammad Nawab bowled a wide. Ravichandran Ashwin was on crease after Dinesh Karthik's dismissal, and India needed 1 run of one ball, and he scooped one over the mid off for a single, and we all saw that celebration from Ashwin and obviously from Virat Kohli and Ravichandran Ashwin yesterday. So Ravichandran Ashwin yesterday came out and gave a statement. He talked about how he felt when he came out, and he says that he says that I think about every night when I go to sleep. To be honest, what happens every time I see a video on social media, I think about it. What if the ball had just gripped and hit my pad? It was pretty close for comfort. I just felt that the game was meant to be finished by me. That's how I felt, honestly. Terrific innings by Virat and one of the better games I have watched and been a part of. This is how he described that match. He says that I still think about it every night, and especially whenever I see the video of that shot on social media. I wonder what if that white ball had gripped my pads. But he says that it was one of the better games I have watched and been a part of. He also said a terrific innings by Virat, but he also described his that 1 or 2 ball experience on the crease with Virat Kohli. He said that Virat just gave me like 7 options to play off that one ball. That is the last delivery we were talking about. Virat just gave me like 7 options to play off that one ball. If only I was that capable of playing all those shots, wouldn't be able I wouldn't be batting at number 8. He said if I would be able to play all those 7 shots that Virat advised me to play, I wouldn't be batting at number 8. He said, I just talked to myself. I couldn't say that to him. I looked at Virat and his eyes seemed like he was possessed. I said, okay, he's on another planet and let me come back to earth. The moment he bowled a wide, I knew I won the contest. So he said that Virat Kohli looked like a man possessed. Then I looked at his eyes and he seemed like he was possessed because he was in such a trance. The way he was playing, the way he was scoring runs, founding gaps, and founding boundaries. Ashwin said that he looked like a man possessed, and he said that okay, he's on another planet right now. He's completely possessed. He's in a different mind zone. Let me come back to earth. And he also said that the moment Mohammad Wahab bowled a wide on the leg stump, he knew that he has won the battle because he knew that he has the upper end. One ball, 1 run is quite relatively easier than 1 ball, 2 runs. So this is what Ashwin talked about. He's saying that Virat Kohli was the man possessed. He looked it into his eyes and he looked very determined and he gave 7 options to R Ashwin to play that one ball. It was, as I said, one of the most iconic T20 matches and one of the most iconic T20 innings by Virat Kohli. Um, Moving on to the very next news, and that is Ashes. And when you talk about England versus Australia, when you talk about Australia, when you talk about Steve Smith, this guy is probably one of the best test batters of this era, if not the best. Although Virat Kohli has come out and said that he's the best red ball cricketer in of this era, best red ball batter at least. Uh, Smith scored 110 run of 184 balls at Lords in the second Ashes test. Australia won the first test and this is the second test. Steve Smith scored 110 runs in 184 balls, helping Australia to finish their innings on 416 for 10. England came out to bat and by stumps they were 278 for 4 in their 61 overs, trailing by just 138 runs. They have reduced the deficit of 416 to 138, but they have lost 4 wickets in that encounter. They have lost 4 wickets in that in scoring those 274 runs. But as we talked about Steve Smith, what an innings that guy played, and he's a different kind of a batter in red ball cricket. We all know the way he plays, the way he shows his class, the patience he shows on the pitch, and he has often helped Australia win a lot of matches. Whether Australia will win this match or not, that is to be seen. It was just day two. Today, the day three will be played. From England side, Zach Crawley came out to bat along with Ben Duckett, the opening partnership, and Zach Crawley scored 48 of 48 balls, proper 100 strike rate. Ben Duckett, Oli Pope, and Joe Root, three batters fell short to the who fell into the short ball trap of the Australian cricket team, and they Australian cricket team came all out with their short ball trap and they got three big wickets because of that. Ben Duckett, who was on 98, he pulled a ball off Josh Hazelwood and top edge to David Warner at deep fine leg. Oli Pope, who was on 43 of 63 balls, he pulled a ball off Cameron Green, which sailed straight to Steve Smith at the deep backward square leg. And Joe Root, and we also Joe Root came in, and the very second or the third ball that he played off Cameron Green, a short ball, he edged one. It took a nick off his gloves and went to the keeper. But unfortunately, that was a no ball. Cameron Green, that was his fifth no ball of the six no balls that he bowled yesterday, and he got Joe Root, but unfortunately, that was a no ball. But Joe Root's stay or that his luck factor didn't stay for him with him for a long time when he was on 10 of 18 balls. He pulled a ball off Mitchell Stark, which was brilliantly caught by Steve Smith at backward square. And Joe Root went for the DRS review, thinking that maybe the ball had bounced, but the decision went to the into the favor of Australia and Steve Smith, and Joe Root got out on 10 runs in 19 balls. As of now, Harry Brook and captain Ben Stokes are on crease. Harry Brook on 45 of 51 balls, whereas Ben Stokes on 17 of 57 balls. In Australia's bowling lineup, Cameron Green, Nathan Lyon, Josh Hazelwood, and Mitchell Stark have got 1 wicket each. They all have 1 wicket each. Nathan Lyon is having an injury scare right now because he walked off the field midway through the match, and his injury, he pulled off his calf. Remind you, this is his 100th consecutive Test game for Australia, and he injured his calf and he went off the field and looks like a pretty serious injury. He might miss the rest of the test match, but the official statement is yet to be seen if that will happen or not. We have to wait and see if that happens or not. But the way Australia bowled the short ball trap to Joe Root, Oli Pope, and Ben Duckett, they got the three important wickets. Now England are 4 wickets down. As I said, Harry Brook and Ben Stokes are playing. Australia would be hoping to come in and take the next 6 wickets quickly today, and but whereas England would be hoping to reduce their trail of 138 and take a good first innings lead if possible. If not that, at least cover up these 138 runs and come even um, when the second inning starts for Australia. Moving on to the next news, as we all know, India is planning to send a team for the Asian Games, a second string team, because the main Indian team would be preparing for this year's World Cup when the Asian Games will be played. So BCCI is planning to send a second string game. Shikhar Dhawan is the probable captain for that team. Shikhar Dhawan's name is doing rounds as the captain of the Indian B team that will take part in the Asian Games, whereas the women's team will be full strength because they don't have a World Cup at that time. So the full strength India A first Indian women's team is available for the Asian Games. So they will send a proper with Smriti Mandhana, Harmanpreet Kaur, Shafali Verma, Jemima, everybody, Renuka Thakur, or the first string Indian women's team is available. So they'll be sending a uh, full first team, the Indian team into women's team in the Asian Games. Whereas the men's B team will be traveling, as I said, because the main Indian team will be busy practicing for the ODI World Cup this year. Shikhar Dhawan, as I said, is the name doing the rounds as the captain of that team. Shikhar Dhawan, to remind you that he's not the part of the main Indian team that will play the World Cup this year. He missed out to his opening position. Shubman Gill has replaced him as an opener in the Indian ODI setup. So we'll have to wait and see if what will be the full team, and we'll have to wait and see for the official confirmation of Shikhar Dhawan being the captain of the Indian B team. Cricket was last staged in Asian Games in 2014 edition, but India didn't send any team in that. In 2014, cricket was played in Asian Games the last time it happened, but Indian BCCI didn't send any team. This time around, they are planning to send their two teams, the men's team and the women's team. So we'll have to wait and see what will be the squad for the Indian B men's team. Uh, Coming on to the last piece of news for today, Zimbabwe is one win away from their qualification for the ODI World Cup this year. Zimbabwe last featured in the ODI World Cup in 2015 in Australia. They missed out on in 2019 for the ODI World Cup, and this time around it looks like they will probably qualify. They claimed a 14-run win over Oman yesterday, and they are at the very top of the table as of now. The captain, Sean Williams, scored his third 100 of the tournament, 142 of 103 deliveries, featuring 14 fours and 3 sixes. Zimbabwe came out to bat and scored 332 for 7, whereas Oman could only manage 318 for the loss of 9 wickets in their 50 overs. Um, Zimbabwe won against West Indies and Netherlands before this, and now, as I said, with this win over Oman, they have moved to the top of the table. The top two sides in the Super Six standings will secure their places at the World Cup, and as of now, the top two sides are Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka, and it looks like both these teams will probably they are probably the favorites to qualify for this year's ODI World Cup. Zimbabwe, depending on other results, could secure a place in India for the India World Cup when they face Sri Lanka on Sunday. Zimbabwe will be facing Sri Lanka on Sunday, so there is a very high chance if they manage to steal a win against Sri Lanka on Sunday, they will officially qualify for this year's ODI World Cup. And as of now, as I said, Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka are two favorites. Shockingly, West Indies is too far behind. Uh, they lost matches which they shouldn't have, and unfortunately, two times ODI World Cup winners might miss out to this year's ODI World Cup. Again, we'll have to wait and see officially once the qualifiers get over. We'll have to wait and see which two teams qualify and which teams miss out. So yeah, this was this for today's set of cricketing news. Meanwhile, you guys please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us across all our social media platforms, be it Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and write to us, ask us questions, give your opinions. We do a live every day. We do VODs. We cover all cricketing news from around the globe, from across the globe. So please ask us questions. We are happy to take all the questions. Um, Write to us on social media. We do a live session every day at 6:30 p.m. Monday to Friday, at least at 6:30 p.m. And we do a morning bulletin Monday to Friday every morning at 10 a.m. Please join us if you want to brush up your knowledge and be updated about all the cricketing news from around the globe. And make sure you ask us questions because this is a platform where we love to interact with you guys who are the stakeholders of the game. You are the fans. You are you have the right to ask all the questions. You have the right to give your opinions about which team should play in which player should captain, which player should not captain. Whatever opinion you have of red ball cricket, of white ball cricket, ODI, T20 Test, IPL, any opinion that you have, please write to us. Ask us if you have any doubt. If you are wondering about something, if this player should be the captain or this player should be in the team or not be in the team, This platform is always open for all the fans, for all our viewers. uh, Please feel free every time, anytime, to ask us questions and give your opinions. Till that time, please take care, stay happy, and have a wonderful day. Thank you, everyone. Morning.